it's me. So I know I only got like 4 likes on my one video, and well, no, not 4 likes, more like 4 views, no likes and all, but I had a lot of fun making the last video, so I decided I might as well do it again, just out of fun. I mean, it's not like I'm actually going to get a lot of views and likes on my first video, you know? So, again, today we are going to do more entitled parents. So, with that being said, welcome to r/entitled parents episode 2. I recently had a Baja Blast, like a huge cup, so I'm really hyper. Plus, I was playing with my niece, sis, so that's fun. Anywhoosie, let's go with the top one here. EM tries to cut in line at the American embassy because she is American. Get out of here. Yep. Oh. Hello, fellow Redditors. I am French American and live near Paris. A few months ago, I had to renew my American passport because the old one had expired. It was the first time I had to renew it since I turned 18. I'm 20 when this story happened, so I decided that I would go to the American embassy or consulate. I'm not sure which one it is exactly. Without my mother for the first time. She's American. To get things done on my own like a big boy. Usually hanging out with my mother in any public place means people immediately learn that we're Americans, seeing as we usually speak English when there isn't too many people, and speak French in big crowds out of respect for the people around us. But her thick accent usually rats us out as Americans. Anyways, since she doesn't come with me that day, it meant that people wouldn't automatically assume I was American. Important for the rest of the story. So the day of the meeting, I show up at the embassy. I hope I'm reading that right. 15 minutes before the time of the meeting, as instructed, and the line to get in is a mess. There are 2 TSA checks, one outdoors and one indoors. In between the 2 lines of people is orderly, but before the first TSA check, everyone was just bunched up and participating in the Hunger Games in order to get in before everyone else. When I got there, I phoned my mother, anxious that I would be late for my meeting. I need to slow down. She told me to just go to the TSA agents and tell them I had a meeting, blah blah blah. When I hung up, the French people around me told me that Americans had been called forth earlier, so I got to skip the first line by just waving my passport in the air. Turns out, having an American passport as an American embassy makes you a VIP. Huh. That's pretty cool. So I'm waiting in line for the second TSA check, and I'm waiting for the TSA agent to call me into the building. As I'm waiting, I hear commotion behind me. Some lady, EM, is pushing everyone aside, yelling, "I'm American, I have priority, let me through." Yeesh. She had a 5-ish-year-old boy with her. As she gets to my level, she tries to push me aside, yelling, "I have to get my boy his passport." Now, that woman was 5 feet tall with her arms up, and I'm 6 feet tall. And though I'm not very heavy, 145 pounds, I don't budge easily. She looks at me in shock, as if I had killed her son or somewhat, and shouts, "How dare you! I'm American. I have every right over you here. Now let me pass." I had all my papers out in my left hand, and my current passport at the time was underneath it, so she couldn't have known I was American. The TSA agents gestured me to come forth, and EM starts cutting in front of me, telling her boy, "Come on, son's name. We can finally go in," and yanks his arm. I gently but firmly grab her by the shoulder, stop her in her tracks, and move forward. She looks me dead in the eye and says, "What is wrong with you? I should go first. I told you, I'm American." As she says so, I pull my passport from underneath my papers, wave it in her face, and say, "Well, so am I, bitch." That's when one of the TSA agents from the first consul post came to take her back to the start of the line. As I entered the building, I shouted back, "Enjoy the line with the French people," and proceeded with the protocol. Long story short, don't fuck with people based on their assumed nationality. You might get a surprise. Edit. I've seen in the comments that people think my mother is from some rootin' tootin' part of far West America because I said she had a thick accent. What I mean by that is that she had a very noticeable accent when she speaks in French. She can't make certain sounds in the French R, for example. She can't make certain sounds like the French R, for example, even though I can't hear it because I grew up hearing it all the time. Edit 2. All the dialogues took place in English. Just because she assumed I was French, I didn't want to assume that she could understand it, so even when I nagged her, I spoke in English. Well, geez. Honestly, being an American, this is what Americans would actually do. Any whoozy? No offense. Really, no offense. Let's see here. Hell. Oh, here we go. My nan, who mistaken for my mom, is accused of pursuing me as a baby because of my birthmark. Oh, God. What? No. There we go. My mom and my nan told me this a while ago, and I just remembered it after posting another tale about my youth involving said birthmark. It's shaped like a love heart, and it was so clear that it looked like a stamp until I was 11, where it was so good at the first part, where it has faded. The link is in the photo. Or the link is a photo if anyone is interested. I'm interested. Oh, it is like a heart. That's cute. That's really cute. I wish I had a birthmark like that. Mine's ugly. I was barely 5 months old and was sitting on my mother's lap while waiting for my turn in the hospital. I have a thyroid condition requiring a blood test per year. My nan said that I was getting irritated by being stuck on my 17-year-old mother's lap. Wait, what? 17-year-old mother? Okay. Yeah, my mom was young, but she's done a pretty good job raising me. Oh, that's good. Usually it's the other way around. I mean, My mom sat me down with the other babies. I was playing with some wooden blocks and I was sitting on my own. I have autism, hence the avoidance of other human beings. Mom says that there was a girl that was a bit too old to be with the babies and was drinking milk. She dropped the milk right on me, ruining the bumblebee shirt I was wearing. Aww. But my mom took me and had to take my shirt off because it was soaked. It exposed my birthmark, which was darker than it is now. And I've always had pale skin, so it sticks out like a tail would. I'm being fussy as my mom cleans me, and there is a woman glaring daggers at my mom and my nan. Her husband is busy with their son who's crying because I'm crying. I'll call the lady Ella. Excuse me, Nan said. She sounded like a dolphin. I'm sorry. OP will calm down soon. My mom is very anxious as she's still a very new mom and hasn't met my second mom yet. Huh? Okay. They aren't in a relationship anymore. They've been almost sisters since I was about 4, but she's still a mom to me. What? Nah, never mind. Why have you tattooed her back? That's disgusting. No wonder she's crying so much. Tattoo? My nan looks at my back and sees the love heart. No, that's her birthmark. It looks weird, I know, but it's not a tattoo. Of course it's a tattoo. No baby has a birthmark like that. Other parents are looking at her, including her husband. You're a horrible mother to do that to your baby. No, she's my granddaughter. My mom is close to crying from the embarrassment. I've stopped crying and is looking at the woman as she makes a gasp that sounds like she's choking to death. Nan's words, not mine. If you say... oh, just imagine the baby saying this. Oh god. If you say a word about my daughter, I will take a chair leg and shove it so far up your rear end that you'll be mistaken for a unicorn. I like that. The woman acted like she had been slapped. When a nurse came in, she was pulled by Ella, and Nan overheard her saying that my nan was abusing me and my mom. The nurse looked at us and saw that we had clearly been crying, while my nan was visibly furious. Thankfully, her husband had some semblance of sanity in him. My wife thinks that the young lady has tattooed her granddaughter's back. There is no way that is a birthmark. Can you prove that it isn't a tattoo? She's looking at my back strangely. I wouldn't tattoo my baby. My mom finally speaks up. I chose to keep her. I wouldn't do anything that'd take her away. I'd like to speak to someone over these false accusations. Interestingly, my nan is called Karen. Even non-entitled ones say that line. Or non-entitled ones say that line. The nurse looked conflicted. She was facing an increasingly upset grandmother and a snobbish mother who was probably genuinely concerned for my well-being. She called my doctor to stop what he was doing and come in the waiting room. That sounds like something she shouldn't have done, but my nan guesses that the nurse wanted witnesses or something like that. Doctor, there's an infant here with a strange mark on her. One of the parents believes it's a tattoo. Is it? Hey, OP. He smiles as he handed his pen to me, which I start waving around as if it was a flag. I like pens. Mom says that he checked my back and rolled his eyes. This is her birthmark. There are so many possible shapes that it is possible for a birthmark to look like a heart. I'm sorry you two had to go through this. That can't possibly be true. Your heart is in the right place, but you went about it the wrong way. OP doesn't have a tattoo, and these two aren't abusing OP. She's just here for a blood test. Mom is doing a fine job for her age. He's our favorite doctor. Alright, hold on. I took off my glasses because I had an itch on my eye. Okay. Did the woman get kicked out or shunned? No. Wait, no. Did the woman get kicked out or shunned? No. She just looked embarrassed and said nothing more. Nan and Mom made me have my blood test and bought me a teddy bear for being a brave girl. It wasn't anything overly insane, just something amusing thanks to my birthmark. Wow. But sheesh. I mean, I'm not saying that being... I feel like having a child at 17 is a little too young. I mean, if you want to, go for it. It's your life, but... I'm just glad she's doing a good job. Because most don't, and that's really heartbreaking. Any hoozy? There we go. Let's see here. How about this one? You cannot game on this computer. Reading some of the stories on this subreddit reminded me of something that happened a year ago. Excuse me. My mom had company over. She runs a small business. And they'd always bring their brat that I'd have to entertain. Now, I was in high school at the time. I had a pretty good gaming computer in my room. I was pretty tech savvy, now studying CS, so I dual booted Ubuntu and Windows. The brat caught his eye on the PC because I was foolish enough to allow him into my room. Of course, he said he wanted to play on it. I declined to let him because I was running a compute benchmark on it, Prime 95. He insisted on playing and made a fuss. His parents come in and told me to allow him to play. But parents, wanting to appease them, told me to allow him. Okay, but I'm not going to restart the computer and boot into Windows for him to play games. I watched him try, and fail, to install Roblox on the computer. Roblox isn't out for Linux. He complained to his mother, who was convinced that I did some trickery to not allow her precious angel to play. I told her the truth that Roblox is not supported on Linux. She did not understand this and told me, then make it work! By now, the child had thrown a tantrum over not being able to play Roblox. After which, the father poked his head in and promptly removed both the upset idiot who was throwing a fit and the child. My mom still managed to not lose their business, though, probably because of her husband. Wow. Pretty short, but also fulfilling. Alright, so the next one I'm gonna do is gonna be the last one. So hopefully I can find something juicy, you know? Let's see here. Ooh. Ooh, here we go. One wants me to let her cook her oh, wait, I already saw that. We already did that one. Oh, whoopsies. How about this one? Your son can't have internal bleeding because I can't see it. Oh, God. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what you just read is right. This is the stupidest EM I have ever encountered. So buckle up and prepare to lose some IQ points. I like that. To be clear, the quote was directed at my mom, not me. The son is my brother. So my brother recently had an incident with internal bleeding. Essentially, he took a crap and blood came out. Oh. It's nothing severe and he's fine now. and he's fine now. Don't ask me what it is, because I have no fucking clue, as it was about 75 characters of Latin shit. Oh god. We came to see a specialist doctor, sorry, and have a full non-surgical procedure to clear my brother's intestines. Also important to note, my uncle works in the hospital as a regular doctor. Cast, me, Micro Elephant, EM, PhD in doctorology, AD, seriously annoyed. K1 and 2 sat in the corner and watched. The mom's phone. SD, specialist doctor. Mom, well shit, who's that? Dad, no shit, Sherlock. P, brother. GM and GP, grandparents who were in town. U, uncle slash doctor. So we were sitting in the lobby, waiting for the doctor, and there's only one other family. But the mom was basically a deluxe Karen starter pack. I'm sorry. So I was keeping my eye out because you gotta get on them karma grind. You gotta get on that karma grind. So SD walks in and EM gets up and says, "Okay, time to go, kids." "Sorry, ma'am, I'm here to get this family." What? He has internal bleeding and requires a special doctor. What the fuck? My stupid ass was really trying for some karma. Besides, your kids are probably just here for a checkup. I have been waiting for 45 minutes. To my mom, Your son can't even have internal bleeding because I can't see it." No shit, that's what internal bleeding means. It's internal. Can't see it. Mom and Dad launch into a tirade about how fucking stupid EM is. AD at this point is really getting embarrassed and tried to get her to stop, but she was on a roll. EM pushes me and GM and walks up to my brother, who is kind of frail after the previous procedures, and grabs him. Me, Mom, and Dad pull her off him and shove/kick her to the ground. Oh lord. Gets up and sees you in his hospital uniform. "Get these thugs out of here and call the police." "Ma'am, please. Ma'am, please leave before I call security. I know for a fact that these people would do nothing like that. I don't even have to look at the security cameras to tell you're lucky if they don't press charges." EM ended up walking out defeated. We didn't press charges, but something better happened. AD, from now on, shall be referred to as ND for nice dad, came up to us and basically gave us a check for $1,000. Oh shit. Apparently he and EM had just filed for divorce and she was salty. He got full custody and is getting some big checks for child support from her that really aren't needed. He said he only did it because she had tried to lie in court about him being abusive, but she failed because she actually had a crime background, and he was scot-free. He basically got pity from the judge and now gets a big child support payment each month. Before you flip your shit, he said he's putting it away for the kids' college, and honestly I believe him. So finally Karen gets a taste of her own medicine. Edit. Autocorrect changes the word fucking to ducking. I feel that. Also, my uncle texted my dad, and apparently EM got banned from the hospital. That was a really funny one. I like that. And then you got this deluxe Karen starter pack. Deluxe starter Karen pack. Oh god. I'm glad this was the last one. Ah, Jesus. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. This was really fun to make, and I can't wait for tomorrow's video. It'll probably be posted either the same time as this one or the last one or somewhere around that. I will be posting at night because that's when my sister and her children fall asleep, and that's when I can be alone and do whatever the fuck I want. So, that being said, leave a like if you like this video so that way I can know you guys are enjoying, and it'll give me more motivation to make more. And don't forget to comment on what your favorite part of the video was, because honestly it was this last story here. So that way I can try to find something similar. Not like a copy of the story, but like, like this one, a funny story. Something like that. I'm going to get ready for bed. I'm going to watch a little bit of YouTube, post this, get ready for bed, and then wake up to the crotch gremlins. Alright, good night. See you guys later. And thanks for watching. I really enjoyed this one.